What we had discovered is that in Ogama County there isn't a shooting range. Regionally, there's not one there. Populations, based on national standards, populations over 50,000 or around in that neighborhood typically support a shooting range. So with that discovery that there is a deficiency for a shooting range, what we had done is Bev Scott of the Parks and Recreation Commission decided that we should have a public hearing. There was interest. There was a lot of people that were involved that said, hey, we'd like to have that. I believe the Ogama Herald ran an article in the paper, and we had quite a turnout for that hearing. There was, I believe, between 40 and 50 people that showed up that were all saying, yes, we want the county to pursue looking at putting a shooting range in Ogama County.
But I want to stress that the Ogama Hill Sportsman Association was formed to provide a service to this community. We want to be a part of this community. We want to be a positive impact. And we want everyone here to enjoy this facility, wherever it may end up. So, as Lori mentioned, we've got a long way to go to finding out exactly where this is going to be, and we're going to explore a lot of areas. And you know, we're looking at them very logically and with a very good approach that to lessen the impact on anybody and everybody, so that it's a positive impact that we have on the community.
And I own 5010 Motel Ranch Road. I also own the east line of 9 and 16. And I am very much opposed to this. Would you want it in your backyard?
Where's the written proposal for this site? I've just received this evening the physical layout of the range. How do you intend to stop or prevent stray bullets? Is this orientation going to cause more noise pollution for the property and thus depreciate the value of the property? And where are the results of an official noise study?
The range, the design of the range will be done by NRA sets the standards for range development in the United States. And the DNR respects that they're set up for the range. So their guidelines will be implemented when and if this is built and where it's built.
So we're planning to follow Michigan Act 381 of 2000 and supplemented by Act 130 of 2015? Is that our plan?
If that's the NRA gun.
Well, it falls small under that purview, but not completely. Also, there's Act 269 of 1989, which would probably be applicable.
If it's going through the DNR, so all state regulations will be followed.
Okay.
There's lead abatement that has to be done. There's canopy, soundproofing, and all this would have to be infiltrated in the range.
Exactly. And so you'll be doing a water study too, from the water table, to make sure to check lead levels before we begin?
The water level I do not know about, but I do know that we're doing sound tests and that type of thing before we get started.
Okay.
Like our neighbors, we invested in this area to settle ourselves around the tranquility of our surroundings. We made a conscious decision to uproot our young daughter from the friends and school that she loved in the Metro Detroit area to raise her with old school traditions no longer found in the city. If you think your proposed location will not affect us, that being Ski Park Road and Toboggan Lane, or should just be tolerated by us residents, then I respectfully call your bluff and demand that you do some soul searching as far as the community you are representing in their best interests. I wanted to reach out to others in this state who are affected by such recreation. Keeping in mind we are not opposed to it. We agree with the Sportsman Association in that it's something that everybody can enjoy. It's the location that we question. I wanted to reach out to others in this state who are affected by such recreation. I didn't have to go any further than the internet. You proposed this area off Ski Park Road and Toboggan Lane, surrounded by residential homes, yet the Hoosier Valley Gun Range in Grand Traverse County has been controversial for the very same reasons we are fighting for. The DNR says they continuously deal with problems there. People with that current location are fed up with the noise and safety concerns. If I were to ask you if our property values would be affected, you would probably try reassuring me that the range would have no impact. However, I ask you, are you aware that in the click of a mouse I found pages upon pages of real data citing reduction in property values by as much as 30% in areas impacted by shooting ranges?
Furthermore, it is appalling that no one on this board had the common courtesy to survey the surrounding community that I live in for our input, our feelings, and our concerns. if questions had been asked of us, you would have found that some of us work night shifts, sleep during the day. Some of us are retired and spend a great deal of time in our yards, gardening, and just enjoying the outside. Also, you may be interested to know that there are some veterans that live in this neighborhood. One of which I know has post-traumatic stress syndrome, and another one that I believe does, but I cannot speak with any authority.
I've been out there to look at those houses. Some of those houses are over $200,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful landscaping, beautiful properties. And those beautiful properties, when they go to sell them, they're going to have to put something like this on. This property may be located within the vicinity of a rifle range or a rifle range operation. Generally accepted rifle range management practices, which may generate noise and other associated conditions, may be used at the rifle range in the vicinity of this property. And that will have to be on your disclosure. If that's on your disclosure, this property value, in my mind, will go down. In the paper said there's been studies that have shown shooting ranges have not affected property values. I guess I need to see those studies. I need to see those studies. And it says the DNR will do scientific studies with the assistance of community monitoring systems to suggest berms and other things such as baffling in the roof of the building people shoot from. And it says to help dissipate the sound. I think the property owners in this area need to be guaranteed that there won't be any sound.
Absolutely.
I just have to look at this situation. I'm in agreement with the rifle range. I would love to have a rifle range and a pistol range. I think this location is not conducive to that.
And I heard the noise thing. As soon as I talked to Jim, who's a friend of mine, and I talked to him and asked him, well, what about the noise? And he says, well, we're going to do studies on the noise. Well, I heard that again with Rifkin. We're going to do studies. As we know, the county, noise is so arbitrary that you can't really put your finger on it. One person can drive through there and not hear any noise at all, and then 2 minutes later, they're smashing cars and shaking your whole trailer. I tried to get commissioners out there to drive through there, guys in the Zoning and Planning Commission. The noise thing really scared me, because in fact I took a huge loss on half of my trailer because I wanted to move out to Adam Drive. And I called Mr. Illig on the phone. He's my county commissioner, represents my district. I asked him, how would you like to have a shooting range? Or somebody shooting next to your house? And your exact words to me, sir, were, not really.
My exact words, I said, I didn't care. They put it next to my house.
Mine's for sale.
And then I further add, and then you further informed me that there's going to be noise. You said there's going to be noise, and then you referred to the whole fact of the motorcycle track that was there, and you had a friend that lived close by, and all you had to do was close the windows. There's one guy that owns 320 acres, a half a section, and then there's Nancy there who owns multiple sections. What do you think the value of their property is going to be when they have a shooting range going right up parallel with their property? They aren't going to be able to sell. Their house is right there. The thing that upsets me is the fact that you guys had total disregard to how many homes are on it. You want to shoo it into the most, there's state land there and there's a bowl, and I'm going to just cram it in there. And then we're not going to say anything about the location and where it's going to be until we get further on down the line.
That's a misconception. This all come about really fast.
Well,
There was sites that was looked at. We had a criteria of what we was looking for in property back when we was looking at the property out on 33.
Right.
And we did that with different sites that DNR proposed. Nothing, we have drawn up plans that will fit more than just one place.
Right.
Not just the ski park area. We have not chose a place, and it won't be the county commissioners or the sportsman's club picking the spot.
Then why was
It's
only
gonna-
one site plan provided at this meeting if there were others? Is it true that this is the preferred location, which is why this was the only proposal and sketch provided at the
And
meeting
Greg,
today?
what we talked to Lori,
Wait.
one of my fellow workers talked to Lori because I was busy, and she had told us that if you get enough people there, it would probably change our location. To me, that doesn't mean we're gonna widen the various locations. This means, well, this is the one we want. I guess if we get enough pushback, I guess I'm gonna have to abandon Plan A.
Mr. Illig, when I spoke with you about my numerous concerns about the very real possibility that this complex will be built less than a half mile from my backyard, I felt you dismissed my concerns. You told me this was the preferred spot, in part due to the natural landscape. Its peace and tranquility is something we look forward to coming home to every night. And because of Mr. Illig and the Sportsman's Association, that peaceful setting is being jeopardized. Not to mention the very real fears that I have for the safety of our kids.
I want you to take a step back, and I want you to step in my shoes. Would you want to sit outside your home, invite your family and friends over for a barbecue and listen to the constant shooting? Would you want your children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews to have to stay indoors and not play outside, to have to live with constant noise? What about your pets and your livestock? Ask yourself, your spouse, your significant other, and even your neighbors. How would you feel if the Ogama Sportsman Association was going to put a shooting range within 1 mile of your home? If you still think this is a great location and an idea for a shooting range, I suggest you come over to my house for a barbecue. We'll spend some time outdoors enjoying the nature, and then I will have a group of people go back to that proposed area and shoot all day long. And we will see exactly how you feel about our neighborhood then. Thank you.
I'm here to say that I am in favor of this sportsman's club. Yep. Excuse me, I'll let you all talk.
That's right.
It may not be the best place, but that's not what we're here for. Whether or not we need to fund it, I say yes. The only reason we need it is for safety. Safety, safety, safety. Teaches gun safety and gives a safe place to shoot. Right now, you all backed up to state land. Anybody can go out there and shoot and shoot and shoot all day long. No safety. Half of them are drunk. They can go out there drinking, shoot, have a good old time. Because right now, as long as there's not a legal range in the state or in the county, they can hunt anywhere or shoot anywhere on state land. All they need is a 2-foot backstop.
Your county and the Ogama Hills Sportsmen's Association have already done a fair amount of legwork. They looked at about, I think, 10 to 15 private parcels at that time. They had support from the county through the recreation plan to really look to see if we can develop a shooting range and opportunity for folks to shoot. It's a big user group, and the county, as well as the state of Michigan, the Department of Natural Resources, really wants to provide that. We don't want to provide that if it's going to be a negative impact on your personal property, on your homes, on your lifestyle. That is not our intention. And you guys have indicated, we've heard you pretty clearly tonight. And you've indicated that a lot of your concerns are related to noise, property values, and safety, ultimately. Because I know a lot of folks are kind of angry at the sportsmen's folks and the county. So where that site is concerned, we proposed it as a potential option. We wouldn't move forward with even considering development without having additional public hearings where we showed you the exact footprint, the exact plan for that development, and the exact footprint, that plan for the next location and the next location.
I feel a lot better about tonight. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that spoke. I think that that the people that spoke tonight were very well spoken, sometimes long-winded, but your comments affected me. They changed my perspective of the area that was chosen. So you coming out here tonight.
Wasn't chosen, Steve.
Or it was not chosen. It was that you coming out tonight and expressing your feelings was not a waste of time. Okay, it wasn't a waste.